Mobutu Sese Seko was born Joseph Desire Mobutu on October 14, 1930 in Lisala, Belgian Congo, now the Democratic Republic of Congo. He was the son of a cook and a domestic servant and belonged to the Mbandi ethnic group. He attended Catholic missionary schools and later joined the Force Publique, the colonial army, where he rose to the rank of sergeant major. He also worked as a journalist and became involved in the nationalist movement led by Patrice Lumumba. The Democratic Republic of Congo gained its independence from Belgium on June 30, 1960, but soon faced a series of political and military crises known as the Congo Crisis. Mobutu, who was appointed as the Secretary of State for National Defense, played a key role in the events that followed. He supported the coup that ousted Lumumba from power in September 1960 and later arranged for his execution in January 1961. He also helped Joseph Kasavubu, the president, to suppress the secessionist movements in Katanga and South Kasai. In November 1965, Mobutu staged his own coup and seized power, claiming that he wanted to end the chaos and restore order. He suspended the constitution and the parliament and assumed the title of president. Mobutu consolidated his power by creating a single-party system, banning all opposition and suppressing any dissent. He changed the name of the country to Zaire in 1971 and his own name to Mobutu Sese Seko, meaning the all-powerful warrior who, because of his endurance and inflexible will to win, will go from conquest to conquest, leaving fire in his wake. He also launched a campaign of national authenticity, which aimed to eliminate the colonial influence and promote the African culture and identity. He required all citizens to adopt African names, wear traditional clothing, and follow the state ideology of Mobutism. He also built a cult of personality around himself, portraying himself as the father of the nation and the symbol of unity. Mobutu's rule was marked by widespread corruption, nepotism, and economic mismanagement. He amassed a huge personal fortune, estimated at $4 billion, while the majority of the population lived in poverty. He also relied on foreign aid and loans to finance his lavish lifestyle and maintain his grip on power. He faced several challenges and rebellions, such as the Shaba Wars in 1977 and 1978. He also tried to play a regional and continental role, mediating in conflicts and hosting the Organization of African Unity Summit in 1967. He supported several anti-communist movements and regimes in Africa and received support from the United States and other Western allies during the Cold War. Mobutu's regime began to decline in the 1990s as the end of the Cold War reduced its strategic importance and the economic crisis worsened. He faced growing pressure from the opposition, the civil society, and the international community to introduce democratic reforms and respect human rights. He agreed to hold a national conference in 1991, which resulted in the formation of a transitional government and the appointment of a prime minister. However, he soon went back on his promises and tried to undermine the transition process. He also faced several coup attempts and mutinies, as well as the massive popular uprising in 1991 and 1993, which looted and destroyed much of the capital, Kinshasa. He managed to survive this crisis, but lost much of his control and credibility. Mobutu's final downfall came in 1996, when a rebel movement, led by Laurent Desire Kabila, backed by Rwanda and Uganda, launched a war against his regime. The rebels, known as the Alliance of Democratic Forces for the Liberation of Congo, Zaire, AFDL, quickly advanced across the country, taking advantage of the weak and demoralized army and the population discontent. Mobutu tried to negotiate with Kabila, but failed to reach an agreement. He also sought the intervention of the international community, but received little support. He fled the country in May 1997 as the rebels captured Kinshasa and declared the end of his rule. He died in exile in Morocco on September 7, 1997, from prostate cancer. He was buried in Rabat, and his remains have not been repatriated to his homeland.